And now the screaming starts. In this video, I am going to attempt to take apart this very old Goblin tin can motor. As I said in a previous video, it's all riveted. There are no nuts and bolts on it. It's just rivets everywhere. So this is going to be tricky, guys. Actually, this process may take place over the next couple of days because I'm going to run out of patience with this very quickly. So by the time we finish this video, I may well not be wearing the same thing as I'm wearing now. So if you see a continuity error, that's why. It's taken me a while. But I think really I should just stop talking about it and get on and do it. I hope that's a reasonable view for you. I hope you can see what I'm doing up there. So the first thing we need to do, God, I'm just like, ugh. Even before I've started, I'm just like, ugh. Is get a drill bit. I've got some HSS bits here, and these should do this job reasonably well. Little specials again. Let's get the drill. Oh, man. Okay, let's start drilling out the main rivets. Cross your fingers that this works. Right, that's the 4 drilled. Now, that's the easy part of this job. Now we get to the hard bits, because we've got to take this motor apart and we've got to get everything out of it. And this is where it gets really tricky now, because the problem we've got is you've got these carbon brush holders that are riveted to the top part, the top frame. Oh, I should just say before I go any further, I put some scratch marks on the frames so I know how they need to go back. So that's just a little clue there to help me reassemble it. But yeah, as I say, these brush holders are riveted in. You can't undo them. Not only that, but the actual part that holds the brush in the holder is a piece of metal here that's bent at one end. It's soldered to the integrated choke. The choke is part of the molding, so getting it out is really difficult. I mean, part of the problem is getting it apart, but I've got to get it back together again. I think that's going to be a problem for another day, frankly. Where's the mallet? So, oh God, here we go. Okay, I need to try and tap this out now. So cross your fingers. Yeah, that's not really working. I sort of didn't expect it to be honest. And is it going to come out? How's it going to come out? It's not going to come out. I remember my dear friend Jeff telling me that he hated these machines mainly because of this reason, because of the fact that they are so hard to work on. When you've got to do any work on the motors, it is really difficult. So what's happening here is, hopefully you can see this, but this bearing is stuck in the top, and the shaft is stuck on it, so the shaft won't come through. But this shaft here is quite happily slipping over that bearing. So you think, oh lovely, I'll just take this part off. But you can't do that. You can't do that for 2 reasons, because if you look at the cooling fan here, you see the cooling fan, it's massive and it covers the whole end of the motor here. So the cooling fan will not pass the field coil. So you think, oh, all right then, well, take the field coil out. But you can't take the field coil out because it's clipped here. Look, there's a clip here and here that's bent over, which is holding it in. So you think, all right then, well, maybe I can bend that back to move the field coil out. But no, you can't, because it's compression fitted as well. These little indentations in the frame are holding the field coil in. So the only thing you can do is to take this out. I mean, it's kind of got to slide past this bearing, but it won't do it. This is why it's so difficult to do this job. So I'm just going to carry on faffing about with this and see if I can get it out. So wish me luck. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is actually drill out the top bearing as well. So both bearings need to be removed. Oh God, this is awful. I'm going to try and drill these out now. Right, will that do it? See, now the flipping brushes are stuck. Oh man. Oh dear me. I'm tempted to now try and just take these out, these brushes. I don't know if I can do it. I don't want to break it. This is the problem. You run the risk of breaking it. Can I pull that out? See, the choke doesn't want to come off. Oh, good lord. Oh, it's attached to the flipping thing. Would you believe that? They've soldered it on as well. Oh my god, okay. I hope I didn't do any damage then, because the drill went through really quick into it. But I can't see anything. Well, we won't know until we're in there, I suppose. But at least I've learnt I need to desolder that first. Oh, Jesus, this is really bad. Okay. Okay, so that. Pull this brush out. There we go. So that's the two brushes out. So now we should be able to remove the end frame and take the bearing with it. That's the plan anyway. I push that through there. Push that through there. There's something holding on to it. What's holding on to it? Is it this piece of card here? Yeah, I think so. I'm just going to tear this card. You can put it back on. It's fine. Okay. Right. Okay. Good. Right. Oh, Lord. So there's a compressed bearing holder there. There's the end that holds it on. I don't know how we're going to put that back. Somehow. Just have a quick look at the armature, make sure we didn't hit it with the drill. I don't think we did. Oh, there it is. Just there, look. But I think we're all right. I don't think it damaged it. Maybe you can see it. It's just there, just on that point. We won't really know until we put it back together. If we ever get it back together, that's the question. Because my God, what a nightmare this is. So, well, that's that. We still need to get the field coil out. All this rubbish, all this dirt and dust around the side. It may seem silly, but I'm wondering if some penetrating oil wouldn't help us here. Let me take this plastic off. We don't want to take that plastic off because it's protecting the field. God, there's a lot of dirt in there. Look, that's all dirt and dust. Wow. Jeez, it's got a bit manky over the years, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, not ideal. Okay. So we've come this far. Look at all this muck that was in it. I'm just dubious now about how it's going to go back together. This is the trouble. It's all very well taking it apart, but if you can't reassemble it, well, you ain't going to have much luck here. This is all bent now as well. Look. Ugh. Awful. Really, truly awful. Okay, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some penetrating oil around the edge of this field. Like so. Now I'm just going to leave that for a few hours. I'm going to leave that like that, let it soak, and we might get lucky and be able to get it past these indentations. If we can't get it past these indentations, then, well, we have utterly failed. And we'll have to go to plan B. But let's pause it there and come back to it later. Well, amazingly, that worked. And I was able to very carefully prise the field coil out of the end frame. So there's the coil. As you can see, it is utterly, utterly covered in dirt. And unfortunately, it has bent it slightly. You see the outer ring is now bent. It's made up of slices of metal. It's not one solid lump. But we can bend those back, actually. We can bend those back together with not much effort. And we will be able to put it back in the end frame. So that's out. It's good. Hopefully it still works. And then we are left with the armature. And there you can see it inside. You can see the armature itself. And you can see the cooling fan. And we should now just be able to pull this out. There we go. That comes away thus. So there it is. There's the bearing that we needed to change that's caused us all this trouble. Oh, flipping heck. What a nightmare. That cooling fan is not on there very well either. Really badly done. Really bad. I am still very dubious about this top clamp. I will say that for nothing. I might have to bend it back a little bit. Let's try and straighten this out. Yeah, not sure how well this is going to work. I'm going to have to re-rivet that. That's going to be fun. But anyway, there's our replacement bearing. Right, here's our replacement bearing. So we can pop this on there. Yeah, that works nice. That's good. That's good. That goes on there really well. So that's great. I think what I'll do now is drill out the old bottom bearing. I'm just so worried about where the drill went through, and I don't think it hit the armature, but you never know. I think it's all right, but anyway. Okay, so let's drill this out now. So there's the cover. Come on, Mr. Cover. There we are. There's the bearing cover. And there, in amongst all the chaff, is the old bearing. Hey, there he is. Oh yeah, definitely failed. Yeah, we can feel the movement in it. And it feels very rough as well. So we'll put this bearing in the bin. Boom. And now let's get this replacement in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this in. Let's clean this out a little bit. Let's get this bearing in. I'm going to have to try and find the rivet gun. God knows where that is. There we go. So that's our new bearing sat in the frame. And now we need to get this plate riveted back in. This is going to be fun, isn't it? How much leeway have we got? Give those a try, see how it works. And we kind of need to do it the other way, really. Because I suspect when Goblin made this, they used like special guns to do this. Interested to see how much clearance have we got from this cover. It's very, oh no, there's loads actually. There's loads, so we'll be all right with this one. Ooh, he's taking it out. I knew it would do that. Right. Back you go. Go back in, please. There we go. Pop you in there. Hopefully this will work. It's going to be very difficult because it's upside down. And nothing's easy, is it? And that's the right one. Yep, should be the right one. So let's get the gun ready. And we will, no, I think they may be a bit long actually. They may be a bit long. Let's see what else we've got. We got any shorter rivets? Oh, that looks shorter. Is that shorter? Oh, yeah, that's considerably shorter. Another one. Yeah, all right, let's try those two. Let's try those rather than the other ones. Okay, take two. Let's get these ready. Hold that in place. Oh, there's just enough space to get the gun in there. Right. Oh, that looks pretty good actually. The car alarm goes off. That wasn't me. That's one. Let's try the other one. Let's get this in. And the other one. Hey, there we go. Right, that's our new bearing riveted in place. So that's great. And that should be a heck of a lot smoother than it was originally. That's really good news. And there's enough space there. There's enough clearance for the rivets as well, so they aren't fouling the cooling fan, which is fantastic. I was a little bit worried about that. Okay, good. Well, that's that done. So now we need to have a bit of a clean up here. We need to clean this field coil off. That's looking a damn sight better than it did. Let's try and compress these rings back down. I think I might be lucky if I get any kind of improvement on those now. They are quite bent, which is unfortunate. Oh God, I've got to be so careful. This is a horrible, horrible job, guys. I'd say that for nothing. It is really bad. Okay, well they are a little bit bent, but I think we're going to put up with that. There's not much else we can do really. They will compress when they go back into the end frame. They will compress back down. I'm just thinking, is it worth just punching those? Yeah, it probably is. These little, better screwdriver than that, please. These little side bits here, because they're going to stop the field coil going in. So I'm just wondering if we just give these a bit of a tap. Hopefully you can see that. This thing is really annoying me now. It's very useful, but it's gone on the floor. Lovely. Oh. You see why these things are hateful? Why they are really difficult to work on? Yeah, that's a little bit better. We'll have to see how it goes. Hang on, is it the camera moving? There we go. Okay. Well, all we can do is try, isn't it? All we can do is try. So let's get this back in if we can. I did scratch up the field core, I think. Yes, there. So we should be able to match up. It should go in like this. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, you evil mother. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Go in. Oh, okay. Yep. Slightly twisted. Oh. Come on. Come round. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Down you go. Down you go. Go in. Please, please, please go in. Please, please, please go in. Please. Oh, I might have to bang this in. I don't want to. I don't think I've got much choice. Oh, I've got to be really careful with it. This is the trouble. And you do anything wrong here, that's it. Game over, man. Game over. We're finished. I'm going to use the other end of the motor actually to just balance that on like so, and just ever so gently tap this down. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to, that ain't going to work. I need a bigger base than that. Need to find a bigger base than that. Here we go, a pneumatic wheel. Perfect. A Henry wheel. That'll do us. So let's attempt to tap this down. How's that looking? Not too shabby, actually. Not too shabby. We can probably afford another couple of taps. Good-o. Okay, so we want the field just below the line for these tabs, and I think that is just about right, actually. So let's bend these tabs back. How easy is this going to be to do? Oh, flipping heck, not very. Not very. I kind of need a shorter screwdriver, really. Let's see if I can bang these round. Oh, you keep falling over, which isn't a surprise because I'm doing a lot of banging. Well, that looks like the field core's in now. And it's looking all right, actually. It's looking all right. I'm quite surprised. So now we're faced with the hell of getting this back. Jeez, okay. Let's keep that on there for now. So at least we can hold it up. I need to look for my marks now. On your marks, get set. There it is. So we should have some markings. So it goes this way round. How am I going to do this then? Right, I'm going to have to put this spacer in. First of all, it's going to clean that out. So that spacer for the bearing needs to go in. Like so. Now we need to get the end frame on, lined up correctly. Let's get these wires through the frame first. They are, okay. And it turns as well, so that's good. I can't hear any nasty scraping noises, which is a massive bonus. So I think what we'll do is just to hold it in place. Now, this may be a temporary measure. It may actually be the final solution, is to use these little screws and nuts to actually hold the motor together, rather than going to the faff of riveting it again. If we use these, we might get away with it. I'm just going to put 2 in for now. Let's just pop 2 in. I think these holes are actually a little bit too small for them. So let's make these holes a little bit bigger. If that's enough. Oh, it might be. No. Okay, we need a bigger drill bit. We're going to need a bigger drill bit. And unfortunately, I think the next one up is a 4. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so let's use the 4 mil. Hopefully you guys can see all right. This is really hateful. Oh God. See, I knew this would be an absolute nightmare. It's just awful. Right, okay, that will keep the motors together, so we haven't got any issues now about it like flying open, flying apart or anything like that, and losing the work that we've already done. So let's just pop these in. Should probably be back here so you can see better. And let's pop this one on as well. I hope I can use these, I really do, just in case we ever need to get back inside here, which I hope we never ever have to. There we go. So yeah, that actually feels quite nice. It feels reasonable, actually. So that's great. Now we need to rivet this lower frame, lower cover back on. Now this could be fun. Let's find another couple of those rivets. I hope they're big enough to do it. Let's just see. Yeah, I think they will. There we are. That's what we want. Oh, goodness me, the stress of this. It's such a rare vacuum cleaner, you see. This is the problem. If it was a turbo power, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, fine. Just do it. Just do whatever you can. But, you know, it's a flipping housemaid, for God's sake. It's not common. You don't see many of them. We want to keep it. We want to keep it nice. So, yeah, it's always a bit of a risk here. Did that work? Yep, I think so. Good. Let's do the other side. And that's lovely. The cover's back in. So that's great. That's held back in place. Everything's in the right place now. So that's awesome. Let's just finish drilling out these holes. And get the little nuts and screws in. And then we can think about giving it a run, which is going to be interesting because we're going to have to work out what wires we need to connect up. And we might stop the video at that point because it's going to be very, very long. Oh God, I hope this has worked. Honestly, guys, I hope this has worked, because if it hasn't, it's going to be pretty horrible. Forgot, obviously, we need to get the carbon brushes back in. I'm not going to resolder them. I'm just going to put them in like this. They actually go sort of sideways on this particular machine. It's odd. It's like a different orientation as to what you would normally expect. Right, there we go. Okay, so hopefully that is our motor done, and that should be it. So now we just have to work out which flipping wires we need to use in order to make this run. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I will be back to you shortly. Like blue and yellow are actually the standard speed side. So we're going to try and put some volts up blue and yellow, and we'll see what result we get. Will we get a running motor? Will we just get an explosion and a shower of sparks? We're soon going to find out, that's for sure. So what did I say? Blue and yellow, didn't I? I'm going to try and connect these up somehow. This is going to be interesting. How am I going to do this? Oh, God. Actually, do you know what? Do you know what would be easier? Is if we did it back in the chassis. I'm just going to clean up some of this, get the chassis back up on the bench, and then we will give it a go. Right, we have some room to move now, which is lovely. So, let's connect the motor back to the terminal block in the pre-described way. Match up the colours. I just think it'd be easier to do it like this, actually. That's the plan, anyway. We'll soon see if it is or not. And then we can hold the motor thus. Oh, actually, do you know what? I'm just going to give a little bit of a tighten on some of these screws. I'm going to do all these again before the machine is reassembled properly, just to make absolutely sure that everything is as it should be. But that for now will do us. No fouling, so that's good. So here we go then. Standard speed. Standard speed should work. Cross your fingers. Here we go. Not bad. These really need to be tightened up. They need to be really, really tight. However, I will say it's working. Where's my screwdrivers gone? Oh, for God's sake. I can't even see anything. It's right in front of my face and I can't see it. It's so annoying. It's gonna, yeah. It certainly sounds better. Nothing's rubbing. Well, that's fascinating, isn't it? There's still some movement there. Oh, well, that is interesting. There's still some movement in that pulley. Okay. Let's, I'm curious about something. Let's just quickly put this back on. Right, so with the fan casing back in place, what does it sound like? There's still a lot of vibration there, and in fact I think what the problem is that the bottom bearing, this bearing, it's still moving, and it's really weird. Maybe it wasn't actually the bearing itself, rather it was what was around the bearing. So that's interesting, isn't it? I think we're probably going to have to stop this video here because it's going to go on far too long and you're all going to be very, very bored. I think we're going to have to come back. We're going to have to circle back round and try something else. But I suppose I've proved that I can change a bearing in a Goblin Housemaid motor, so that's something, I suppose. However, I don't think it was quite the right thing to do. Yeah, look, there's still movement there, and in fact, it's the bearing is, the whole bearing is moving in the housing, and I think that's the problem. It's not the bearing per se; it's what's around the bearing that is causing the issue. That is annoying, isn't it? That is really annoying. We've done all that work, and we are no further forward. Although I suppose we are slightly further forward because it'd be much easier to take this motor apart now. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to have to sleep on this and come back to it. Hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's not the result that we actually wanted, but it's still quite interesting. So you guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.